Let's just get into it, okay? Okay, don't try to shake your chair too much, okay? Welcome to another hour with Rod. I'm your host, Rod, and in this episode, you will hear a conversation between me and my brother, Kyle. We had one late evening last weekend, and in this episode, we talk about a car wreck, basically, that he was in that put him in a medically induced coma, and sort of we get into memory, childhood, but also there's a weird sort of feeling that I get. I've just been noticing this when I think about my past and get around my family and we start talking, especially my brother Kyle. There's always this. I always feel this dripping of melancholy, and I first remember feeling this when we had a old home video of us as kids, kind of swimming in a little pool, and the minute it came on, I remember having to turn it off for some reason, just feeling weird, like that was me. Like, I don't know if it's that I've disconnected so much, or kind of gone, sort of, I haven't sat in the same, I've been around and done a lot of different things, and maybe it feels like I'm really, really far away from that experience, to where it doesn't really, I don't know, I'm trying to put it into words, or maybe it's that when we were kids, we had just full of ideas and creativity and had a really great childhood. Like, it's not like because there was some dark cloud looming that I feel like, that I feel weird when I watch old home movies or talk about the past with my family, my brothers, and especially. I think maybe it is also, I'm going to try to delicately say this. Maybe it's because we were so full of hope and ideas and everything. It's kind of the old thing. Everything was in front of us. We had our whole lives ahead, and now at this point, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say disappointing, but I mean, of course, life doesn't turn out how you want, but I don't know. I love my brother Kyle. He's a very, very, very important person in my life. But anyway, yada 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 yada. Here we go. Anyway, let's get into the episode. Here is an interview. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I want to say, if anybody out there wants to email with any questions or whatever, you can email anotherhourpodcast@gmail.com and pose any questions or whatever there. We'll try to get back to you. But here we go. This is a late night conversation with my brother Kyle. Joe.
Yo.
Welcome to the show. You want to sit close? Can you scoot the chair closer? Or are you going to lean in? There you go. Kyle, Joe, hello.
Yo.
Welcome to the show.
Yo.
Another hour.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Worn out.
Yeah.
My friend.
You spent the day. We spent the day. This is my brother Kyle. He's.
My brother Rodney.
How old are you? 37?
32. Bitch.
32.
Fuck you, bitch. I'm 37.
No, he's.
What are you, 35?
Yeah, I'm gonna be 35 in 2 days. Yeah.
Happy birthday today, Stacy. Wherever you're out there, Stacy G.
Oh, yeah,
Wherever you're out there, happy
G.
birthday.
She is. But we spent the day at Circle Center. When was the last time you were in Circle Center?
Fucking A, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Also,
The mall.
my ex-wife, we went there. I think we went there a time or two because we used to do shit. We went there probably. That was 2 years ago, divorce.
2 years.
So probably 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
2 years ago.
That's when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys went. You guys for I guess.
We were together for 5 years almost. 4 years. 5 years.
Yeah, if one thing can be said, you guys went around and did a lot of different stuff. You guys. Remember you were going to theme parks,
Oh yeah,
amusement
theme parks,
or
fucking concerts. Oh man, we had. That was the thing about having here. We had a fucking an actual like where we did shit. Like we, I don't know, lived life. You know, we went to Florida. We went to wineries all the time.
Yeah.
You know, every Friday for years. Every Friday, I bought her a rose. Every Friday for years, for the whole relationship. Every Friday for 5 years, I bought her a rose. And then we went to Pepe's every Friday. 5 years almost.
Pepe's, that's a Mexican restaurant.
Pepe's are hard to pay.
Pepe's where in Lafayette or Frankfurt?
Well, Mexican American, I guess.
Stop.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can hear that from reverberates.
Mexican American, I guess.
He shakes his leg.
Got this tick.
Yeah, tick. Yeah. So, when you were what, 17 or 18?
I'll go back to the car accident.
Yeah, the car accident. My brother had a car accident when he was how old?
17.
17, and he
32 now.
He was living with my father,
yes,
our father, but going to school in another city.
About 30 minutes away.
30 minutes away. And what has been told to you about what happened that morning?
Well, you know, I told him, yeah, I know what happened. I mean, because I have. Sometimes I have memories of what I think, but I'm not really sure if it's real, if it's just an illusion, I guess. You know, when I saw, like, seeing the car coming or whatever else, sometimes I think I could see that, but I'm not really sure if that's real or not. But I mean, I don't know, I was just, crossing the road, and I didn't see a car coming. It used to be a big sign right to your right, so you couldn't see to the right. And they had the right-of-way, it's a highway. About 35 miles per hour there, right there. But this car was usually going a good 40, 45 miles old. And I went. Maybe I saw him. I didn't see him. I may have misjudged. I don't know. I went.
Go ahead.
Went and they woke up in the hospital. I mean, a month or two later, it's all I remember.
Yeah. I
don't remember the first month or two at all. Not a single bit of it.
You were in a medically induced
coma. Brain was swollen so much that put me in a coma. That kind of calmed me down a little bit.
Yeah. And
yes, sir.
And you don't remember if you remember.
I remember yesterday.
You don't remember if you remember what you did that morning in the accident.
Oh, the morning I remember all nothing. That morning, I mean. I just kind of remember sometimes I remember like right before it happened. Mm-hmm. But other than that, no, I don't remember at all. Like especially before my car accident, that's pretty much erased.
Yeah, and you're not sure that if what you know of what happened that morning is your actual memories of what really happened. You have dreams about.
What was going to happen that morning? Just the vision of. Like I see the headlights. Is what I said. Is why when I say vision, that's all it is. It's just me seeing the headlights coming like right then, bam.
Yeah.
I sometimes think I see that, but I'm not really sure. Like I said, if that's real or what.
Yeah.
Illusion. So.
And how do you, Kyle?
What?
Kyle.
What?
How do you use your illusion? What do you do with it?
Pour some sugar on me.
Are you like?
That's fucking death of right. You should listen.
Are you like, hey ladies, I got in a car wreck. I'm crazy.
I'm crazy. I'm fucked
I'm
up.
in a coma.
I kind of had to. It sucks because I kind of got to explain that because that kind of describes who I am. It sucks.
The Coma, the song "Coma" by Guns N' Roses.
No, that song sucks.
Have you seen it? See, I was in a coma like that song.
That song. That's fucking. G got a gun. I want to do with it.
Yeah.
Or fucking. Dream on, dream on.
And do you remember what kind of student were you prior?
I was a great student. I was a great student. I was an A.
You were a senior, right?
I was a junior. It was a March for junior year.
Because I was in college on spring break.
No, it was, I was fucking right before.
I was in college.
Or right after, I don't remember. I was in the hospital the whole time, so I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was right before, because I think, spring break happened right when I was in the hospital. And when everyone went to spring break. Yeah.
Spring break.
Well, most everyone spring, so.
Yeah. I was in the woods, and I remember going to a gas station on our way after we were finished. You got to get comfy in these squeaky chairs. But I remember coming back, stopping at a gas station and getting I don't remember if it was a phone call to one of my friends who was just driving. He was like, hey, my girlfriend at the time, her father was...
Ex-wife.
Yeah, she's my ex-wife now, but at the time, we were 19 or 20, I don't know, 19. What year was it?
I was 17 in 2001.
2001, yeah. So I
you would have been fucking 20.
19. No, I was 19.
81.
20, yeah, you're right. No, cause you're right. I would have been, I would have just turned 20. Yeah. So it was my second year when I was with Susan. You're right. No, I thought it was my first, second. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. College is kind of. It was 2 years, but it kind of it blends together as one. Really.
It would have been because your sophomore year would have been your freshman year because you're a senior when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
So my sophomore year would have been a freshman in college. Yeah. So junior year would have been so I'm right. Just trust me. Don't guess it. I'm right.
Yeah.
Sophomore year you've been a freshman.
Yeah.
Junior year, one car accident. You've been a sophomore year for college.
And what do you remember of that?
What?
Or like, sorry, I'm sorry.
I don't remember anything of it before.
No, I mean like. Did it affect your memory of where you are of?
Who I am?
No, of like. Have you been told things you don't remember of your childhood that you should have? Like, oh yeah, you should.
I don't remember.
You used to remember this, but you don't. Lost a memory.
I don't remember much of it.
You feel like this, but it definitely feel like a different person.
I know I'm a different person. It sucks.
Yeah. And. I don't know what that noise is. Like
this is a fucking depression show.
Yeah. Well, I mean. It's, I don't know how many people have been in a situation, have had to deal with traumatic stuff. Sort of.
It sucks, man.
I like to think that the people that's been through it have
a day-to-day struggle.
Yeah, the people that've been through it can relate, and the people who haven't
and
can
you look
hear
at
a story.
me, I'm totally normal. I mean, if you look at me, like you want to think like, I'm fucking whatever.
You're extra happy.
I smile all the time. They call me Smiley Kylie.
Smiley Kylie. Call him Smile Kyle. Mm-hmm. No, we don't at all.
You guys know people at work and everyone else in the society does.
What do you do? What's your job? You don't have to say the company, but what's
I'm not gonna do. I make shit.
Make shit.
So
he's a maker of shit.
Build trailers.
Yeah.
I'm a working man.
He's a working man.
Bullshit, but hey, man, it does the job. You know what I mean? I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
But keep you busy 6 days a week.
How close, do you know what they told you, how close you were to dying?
If it would have been any sooner in years, I would have been dead. Because of modern medicine, wouldn't have you all save me.
But I mean,
it was basically understanding being on a scale of normality, let's say normality is 20, I guess. I don't know, or 10. We'll say 10. And 0's dead.
Well, stop.
0's
Stop.
dead.
I heard it fucking down. All right. Sorry, I thought I heard a noise. So where were we? No, that was 18 minutes. I'm sorry, I think. Anyway, so where were we?
Death being, normality being 10.
Of how close you were, yeah.
0 being death.
Okay.
I was like 2, 1. So, I mean, it's bad. I was lifeline of a helicopter to, one of the best, it's the top 5 hospitals in the world.
Yeah, and how
Just
long
an hour
after the
away.
wreck did you, and how long did it take?
I was in the hospital, that was March 6th. I got to the hospital June, was I in the hospital? I think it was June 10th, because I think I was in the hospital on my birthday. I don't think I was. I think it was like June 10th is when I got to the hospital.
Yeah. So you were driving, what kind of car were you driving?
A little Cavalier, it was a 94 Cavalier.
And you were crossing what? A highway?
Yeah, a little highway, but they stopped for highway, a little trip right there by the church and graveyard.
Right, well, coming out of a little town, basically a little city.
Mechanicsburg.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what were you hit by?
A green Astro van, full of 8 illegal people.
Well, how do you know they were illegal?
Well, they refused medical treatment. You don't know when they refuse medical treatment when your van flips, and I'm dead on the scene pretty much. Because I was lifeline and revived and all that shit.
Okay, so
So
you basically, you don't remember if you looked left, you don't remember if you looked right, and you drove across.
I went. I'm sure I looked. I'm sure I did. Why wouldn't I?
You just thought you could make it.
Maybe I didn't see him, like I said, because do you remember that sign?
What sign?
There used to be a big sign to the right there.
Oh, where this starts 55? Or what?
Right there across 39 there, right down there. Right there as you're leaving Dad's house behind you. You're heading that way I was heading. You're right there, stop sign there. 39's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You got the church on the left, you got the graveyard in front of you on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Right there to your right used to be a big white sign.
Oh, I don't
It said,
remember.
I can't remember what it said, but it used to be right there.
Yeah?
You couldn't see past. You had to pull out into the road to even see right there. You had to pull out into the fucking road.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was there. It's not there anymore.
So, you get hit on your driver's side?
T-boned.
On your driver's side?
Yes, sir.
And
No, driver's side. No,
passenger
hell, I'd be
side?
dead. I'd be dead. Passenger
So
side.
they were leaving town.
Yeah, they were leaving town. Heading towards Mechanicsburg.
And you were hit on your passenger side?
Yes, sir.
And then, when the smoke cleared, what was the scene? Describe to you, do you remember what they told you? You were just were you in the car? Were you out of the car? Did
I was
they
in
pull
the
you
car.
out?
They had to use shit to get me out of the car.
So you were trapped in the car? Your seatbelt on?
No.
You didn't have a seatbelt on?
They say that I would still have the same injuries, and probably more with a seatbelt.
Yeah.
I would have had more.
Wow. That's crazy. Who's they?
Just mom, boy, they told mom and shit,
Yeah. Well,
so, shit happens.
shit happens.
Yeah.
And
I remember the most painful thing I had. I think about that sometimes. The most painful injury I remember is my feet. Oh my god, how my feet hurt so bad. Putting shoes and socks on my feet was the most brutal pain. Because my fucking brain and my nerves in my brain fucked up just my feet. There's nerves in my feet, man. Oh my god, dude. Putting shoes and socks on.
When you were in the hospital?
Yeah, it was torture. Just torture putting fucking shoes and socks on. Oh my god, dude. It hurt so bad. The pain and burned and oh god, it was hell. But yeah, that was my life.
So who arrived on the scene first?
I don't know. I assume.
Like a bystander or a police officer?
I assume paramedics. Luckily, thank God, I was like a quarter mile from the fucking hospital.
Right.
That's awesome.
So they came, then they flew you in a helicopter down to Indianapolis.
Yeah,
Methodist Hospital, and you stayed for how long in there? In the hospital bed? In the coma? Medically induced?
They put me 10 days.
10 days. How long into the into you arriving at the hospital.
Was it car?
Were you there before they decided to put you into the medical clinic?
I imagine I have days, I imagine.
Yeah. I don't remember either. Like I said, I got there a few days later. I got out of school. I was able to come down and see you a couple times. You were pretty messed up. You were goofy as hell, though. You know what I mean? You had a really
you saw
weird...
me. You saw me when I was with it. Then when I was to reality.
What do you mean when you were with him?
Like if I was
in the hospital when you were there,
communicating and stuff.
Yeah, you were.
Did you see me when it first happened? Like when I wasn't communicating and shit, I was still out of it.
You were looping out. Yeah. You used to make fun that our stepdad, our ex-stepdad, even at the time, was he our ex-stepdad at the time? Were they still together?
No,
they're still together.
They're still married.
Yeah, but my mom was married to pretty much our only stepdad. Well, our first stepdad, but growing up. But anyway, the only stepdad I had growing up. Anyway, and he used to joke that, or you didn't used to. I mean, you told me that you liked, that you thought it was funny that you had to wipe your ass and see your dick.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
He used to say, hey stepdad, you like my dick?
Did I really say that? Like, really? Did you get mad?
No, he laughs. That's all.
Hey, what was I about to say?
Anyway, let's go to break. We're going to refresh and we'll be right back. Thank you for listening.
Anyway, there's one time I got in a car accident. Speaking of Frankfurt, I was probably, say, Rod, you were 15, I would have been 13 or so. You had a fucking moped.
When?
You just got that fucking brand new, that Raz moped.
Oh, yeah.
Took it on a ride.
Yeah, I used to drive that thing
And
around.
just gotten it. And I was trying to do like this whole like ninja motorcycles do, like when they race, like they go down on their knees on the turns and shit. Yeah. I was trying to do that on this fucking moped. You can't do that.
Man, I remember some of my finest times when Man, I remember that. Yeah, when I was freshman year that summer.
Just got brand spanking new. Brand spanking new.
Yeah, I was in Frankfurt, so that would have been 94, 95, 95.
Yeah,
95? Yeah, 95, 14, 15, 96.
Yeah.
I remember getting that thing, and I had...
it was purple sparkle.
I took the headphones, because I don't even think we had... These cheap ones, because I don't think we even had earbuds back then. But I took them apart, and I had a helmet for that moped. When I first got it... No,
we didn't have earbuds.
No, we had like this, what I have here for the studio. Yeah, Dad had a big pair. Remember the big pair of the old record player, the old silver? They had a, what do they call them, man? I don't even remember. Receiver with,
what?
You plug everything into speakers and the turntable. Yeah, a bunch of Chicago records. Remember the Chicago records?
Yeah.
And anyway, no, I remember, so I put those, so I like just taped them into my helmet, the headphones, and plugged them in to a cassette tape, or plugged them into a Walkman, and I had a cassette tape of Teenage Fan Club. It's the second one. What was it? No, the second real one. The one is blue with a volleyball on it. Not Grand Prix. Damn, what the fuck was 13?
Okay.
And I used to drive the moped around Frankfurt with, I remember the city lights, the helmet on, cranking, that song, Hang On, Hang On,
Right.
Hang On. Just being like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
Life's
the top
good.
of the world, life's good, yeah.
It was. I remember cruising to the country. I'm fucking with it. I remember even my fucking Beretta with the windows down, thinking I'm on top of the world. I was like 16.
And do you remember? Now, here's what I think about now, even now at this age, in the 30s. Like, I feel like each decade of your life's a new tier.
Life sucks.
I think you come off that in your mid 30s.
Life's good. Life also sucks.
But it's time. You talk about, everybody's like, oh, it's it's reflect. You can reflect and refine. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to reflect so much that everything is my life's a reflection. You know what I mean? Everything's a past, right? If you and me spending time looking at a reflection, looking at ourselves, we were at a pond, we were sitting chilling on a summer day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were looking at a reflection in the pond, we would be spending our time in the past, correct? Or were we spending our time in the present?
If we were fucking looking at ourselves
Think about that one, man.
I think if we were two dudes sitting fucking looking at a reflection in a pond, we'd be two faggots.
What's wrong with that? Come on, man. We're brothers. But you know what I mean?
We're 60. I don't mean to
do you ever
say
think
that.
about
I'm not
that?
homophobic. I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm sorry.
Do you think about that, being 65? What? Me and you, like, hanging out at 65 and being like...
Well, I don't think I'm a little bit old, but...
How old do you think you live to be?
Unfortunately, when I'm 32 now, I would like to make it 55.
55, you think?
I hope. I hope. I'm thinking by the time we get that old anyway, man. They'll have.
I don't know. I feel like
they'll have fucking remedies for everything anyway by the time we get that age.
I feel like I always do in 20s. Yeah. Which, like, when I was in my teens, I thought I would die in my 30s. Like I would make it in my 30s. I had 20 years, like whatever part. Now in my 30s, I'm like, oh, I think I'll make it to 55. You know what I mean?
I always thought it'd be 21, but
I think I got a good 70 in me. I'll be 35 tomorrow. I think I got a good 70 in me. So that would make tomorrow. Look, think about it. Think about this, dude. Tomorrow, for me, and you'll get there soon, and you're close enough to relate. I'm halfway through my life. It's halfway. It's the top of the hill, and it's all. And at the top of the hill, here's the thing: you can either look back, because you can see everything at the top of the hill. You know what I mean? You can be reflective, look in the pond, or you can look forward. But you're always. I always feel like I'm chasing it.
Tonight. He's awful inside. He's always like that.
Well, that's the way people. That's what people want to listen to.
On Poe or whatever.
People don't want to. The way I think about it, I release it on.
Out there?
Well, I release the. So think about this. Think about
philosophers on life.
Think about these conversations. Well, I want you to chime in too, but here, it's like I do a little paragraph. You do a little paragraph.
Oh, I got you.
Because. Our philosophy,
you
because...
You do a story, I do a paragraph.
Yeah, let me see. Make sure it's still recording, because that is good shit. No, it's that,
What's good shit?
But no, the idea being that, this is released on a Sunday. I listen to a lot of podcasts, right? A lot of comedians and stuff do it to promote.
Yes, sir. You're not a comedian, though.
Do a thing, but I always feel like that for some reason... all the good ones come out Monday, or all the ones I listen to either come out Monday through Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and by Sunday...
Monday,
I mean, maybe some come out Thursday, Friday, but maybe one or two. But by Sunday, I'm allowed to podcast. And I think... And don't you, like on a Sunday, you stayed up later on weekends, you lying down in bed...
Sunday I get to work on Sunday nights, bitch.
And they're lying... Okay... But you can remember Sundays.
Barely, dude. I've been there fucking getting up for Sunday nights, working for fucking like 16 months now. I'm working Sunday night to basically Saturday night.
No, but I'd be like
a Saturday morning.
Okay, but the feeling, or whatever. You've been off a few nights. You've been up later or whatever than normal, and you're lying in bed, trying to go to bed earlier and you can't sleep, and there's 2 hours or an hour or two, and you think, right?
A lot. Yeah, I guess I quote unquote think a lot.
Yeah. And you
A lot of thinking.
And this is,
a lot of thinking. I mean, like, if I think enough, I won't go to sleep. But like, if I think enough, I wear myself down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I love that I keep stuff. I mean, I have a lot of stuff to think with. You know, to catch my thinking thoughts. Because I just need to catch my thoughts with. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, and that's what this is. This is for people that want to kind of. Here's the thing.
I use a towel. Or a sock or underwear, dirty underwear.
I hope this stuff relates to people. I think I want this to sort of almost replace the thoughts people have, and I like it that they kind of.
Maybe you catch my thought. Maybe you catch my thought.
I have not really.
You didn't catch my thoughts. I was talking about masturbation. Did you catch that at all?
No, not at all.
Really? I was like, yeah.
I was concentrated solely on trying to light the cigarette and say what I was saying. Why do you keep looking over your shoulder?
I know. Look at you, bitch. No. I think a lot. I get my thoughts out. I think a lot. Okay, I think so much I get tired.
Right, of course. Ha ha. My brother.
Wow,
Let's go.
Get with it, dude.
Yeah.
I was serious when I heard this. Like, yeah, dude. Where were you, Rod?
Right.
Get with it, dude. Hang on.
So what were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Talking about mortality.
Masturbation and people need to masturbate more and stop reproducing.
Do you think about what your life would be if you had waited 1 more second and let the car pass for 2 more seconds?
I mean, yeah, I made all my life. I don't know what it'd be like, but yeah, I've thought about it, especially more recently.
Yeah, as you enter your 30s.
Yeah.
So you can either look ahead. So what are some things that you like to see in your life? Watching your daughter grow, right? I mean, really? Isn't that what it becomes?
I want to be a success. But I mean, I want to be successful for myself and my daughter.
Yeah.
Financially, you know. Fucking.
So here's kind of what I think too. The whole time that you're climbing that hill, like on your way up to like our age.
Yeah.
You realize, you kind of, at first need your parents, but you don't really remember needing your parents. You like kind of get to a point where
I love my parents, but I'm lucky.
Yeah, right now that's what I mean.
Parents.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Parents.
No, but I mean like the first part of the teens and all that, you kind of want to rebel against what they were or whatever. You know what I mean?
I did know, dude. You and Clint did, dude. I mean, seriously, look back. You and Clint did, but I really was a fucking
right. Okay,
yeah, but I also.
But you feel like
I fooled them. I fucking had a lot of fun.
Yeah. But I'll rephrase it wrong. I'll rephrase it. No, don't you feel like that you went that you were going through it growing up alone? I shouldn't say that you despise them. Don't you? You know what I mean? Like no, you know what I mean? Like.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. That's like you know what I'm saying, but like you go through. Yeah.
No matter what you did, you could never express exactly how you feel to anybody. Will never know exactly. If you thought about that, nobody will ever know exactly what you ever feel.
You guys kind of damn understand. I mean, I always feel like you guys also kind of knew.
What?
I always feel like.
How about you do what?
I always feel like you guys kind of knew. Like I always kind of like I knew you guys went through. I mean, I remember all the fucking. I remember all this shit you went through. All the no, I don't remember it, but I remember somewhat. All the all your stuff with you and our stepfather.
Oh yeah, well the disagreement.
And I remember
the stepfather. Yeah.
I remember your life. You know, and then you moved away. When you moved away, I don't remember you at all. Because I didn't really know you then.
Well, yeah, I was gone
for about 3 years, 3, 4, 5
so
years.
95?
Well, through high school, and then 2 years afterwards.
Yeah, 95 to.
I really didn't know you then for like about fucking.
I was 14 till 95 to. 99, I was in Frankfurt.
But then
99 and 2001 was been since for me.
Yes, I mean, I really know you for those years, you know? Yeah. I saw you on holidays if I was lucky.
And you were Frankfurt that time. And you were going to McCutcheon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the car wreck, and then you went back to school. And did you feel like you had support throughout your
It was fucked up my senior year, man. My senior year was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I was fucked up. Like, I mean, it was still, because I was still healing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, now my fucking brain was so intense and the fucking injuries were so intense. Like, I mean, my healing process was so long.
You had, like, prison glasses.
I was fucked up.
Like, the really thick glasses. Like,
they looked
like they were cut from magnifying glasses and then turned into, like, a prism.
All they were just, they were breaking glasses.
Not a prism, I should say. They were turned into a kaleidoscope.
They were breaking glasses just like this, but they had this, like, it was a sticker.
Yeah.
It was basically a sticker.
I remember you looked different, you know what I mean? Like, I could tell you looked different.
I was skinny as fuck, that's why.
You lost a lot of weight.
I was skinny as fuck.
Telling our stepdad about it.
What was that said again? What was it again?
He said, I made my stepdad watch my dick.
Watch my dick?
See my dick or something.
You heard that? That's awesome.
Or no, you said, I'm gonna see my stepdad touch my dick. He had to make me pee because you couldn't, whatever. Because before you could, I think mobile, he used to grab. I'm looking down. I'm sorry, I have to look that. He used to grab your you know, and
my dick.
Yeah, either put a catheter in you or or saw you when he changed you. You were like, he's on my dick. He's always cracking up, and that's the thing. And then do you remember we used to sit in the room? We used to live out in the country, outside of Dayton. Yeah. You had that room, and
upstairs.
Yeah, the one upstairs where it used to be. What was it? The first it was it was our stepsister's room. Yeah. Mm. But then she moved in to out of town to.
No. When I moved home.
Was she still there? Oh yeah, She was next door. Our stepbrother's
Justin's room. Yes. Justin's.
No. So
his room.
So no.
It's okay.
She when you moved to Frankfurt, she moved into our older stepbrother's room, who was already moved out. Stuff right there.
At that time.
But so
I know at that time.
Because you moved into our room. You moved into our stepsister's room.
Yeah, because we were all downstairs. Why the fuck's the matter if people don't give a fuck?
No, so I'm just saying, do you remember being in there and we used to sit and watch videotapes over and over?
No.
DVDs. Yeah. You used to like watching DVDs with your band.
VHS, you mean?
Yeah. Huh?
VHS, you mean?
VHS tapes of your band, too. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say, yeah. Getting lazy. No, I'm trying
to. Fuck yeah, Glitch.
I'm visualizing it, so I'm kind of drifting and thinking.
Bliss and all that shit. Bliss.
Yeah, man, that stuff wasn't,
oh my god, our guitars were so out of tune.
But here's the thing.
My god.
Okay, here's what I wanted to go back to. Thank you. You got me back. But they're like
I'm like fucking
take Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger from
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, bitches.
Yeah. Well, no, do this. Do this. Kind of take Arnold Schwarzenegger from Twins.
I don't really need to disrespect either people.
And kind of pretend like you're a giant hand and like squish him down a little bit, but poke him with a big needle and deflate him a little bit. Poke him with a big needle and then stretch him out.
What the fuck are you talking about? God,
you're like.
Oh God!
Never mind. I'm trying to say deflate Arnold Schwarzenegger and then take Danny DeVito and pull him up a little taller, and then that's the Twins.
You lost me like you look at fucking 15-minute long. It's like a 15-minute long fucking description of what it looks like. It's like, well, he's long. He's got blue eyes. He's got kind of a fur hawk.
Well, I'm saying that you guys are...
stretch him out a little bit.
All right.
Add weight, lose weight.
You guys are odd and even.
Yeah. Look kind of hairy. He changed his body.
2.5 years younger than me. So, God. Okay, but what I wanted to get to for real, what you reminded me of was when you remember growing up as a teenager, do you think that the times that you remember, of what
I'm told,
like playing in bands...
It's like I remember
having fun, being young.
I know. I went to.
Running through the woods.
I know. I went to California.
Can I finish?
Yes.
Let me finish. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get it out. I'll forget it again because you know what I mean.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'll lose you. And that's why I get lost.
It's like Bob and Tom words in there that annoys me.
Yeah. Okay, but so.
I love everyone. I love Bob and Tom though. I love y'all.
No. I just want to. So doing all that stuff, growing up, being young. Do you think of it as? Okay, so if you think of it, how many years did you have of that? Like, where you totally enjoyed? Like, what would you say your age years from that would be?
What are you talking about?
Like that you totally, completely enjoyed all the way up to 17 or 18 when you got in there, right?
Oh, I love
The whole
high
time,
school.
right?
I love middle school. I love my life.
And
Childhood, love my childhood.
do you think everything
Love
that
it.
okay, so the memories you have of all those years that you remember,
Seemed great.
Yeah,
Seemed
but-
blissful.
you know?
I'm trying to make you go long.
Yes, yeah. Seemed great, yeah. All those ones that seemed great, do you think that all the memories you have, the actual moments that you can remember, do you think that they were almost repeated? Like every year that the year, you know, you're like your let's say your freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
It's freshman summer, to be example. You remember how many memories do you have of that summer?
0.
Okay, so when do
0.
you have
Freshman, that would have been like
Okay,
a
so
license that summer.
how about
So I got my license.
Wainwright? What about when we went to middle school?
I just, like I said, I know I got my license
Like
that summer.
cumulatively, I'm just trying to get like
Middle school, I know I played football in 8th grade. No, it was 7th grade. I played football.
when you take all those stories that our stepmother can tell, that our father can tell, that everybody can tell,
I know anything my
Do you think-
stories.
they were good. Like, do you think that
Yeah.
they accumulate a good life? How many do you remember that were bad? Do you remember?
It's sad when mom tells me,
do you know what I mean?
like how I'm different now, like how I'm.
Does that mean-
she liked me before?
Like if you remember shooting hoops and swimming in the pool on a weekend,
No,
you know you're.
no.
So
I
you
know,
don't-
I
only
know.
what people tell you.
I know we went to LTH. I just know about LTH. I don't
You just
remember,
know the stories,
I don't
right?
remember going. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember going.
I try
there.
to think of how I felt between those times. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you think some moments were repeated? Like every Saturday we did this, our whole
I have
whole summer?
no idea.
You know what I mean?
I have no idea.
because I
No idea.
don't remember how I felt in between those times.
I
If
don't
they
remember
were
at
good
all.
or bad.
I don't remember
Like
all.
I don't.
At all.
You know what I mean? Like they all kind of sum up.
I just know stuff happened these time events. That's all I know. Is that stuff happened. I know.
Yeah.
I
You know what I'm saying?
know. I know. We went
Does that
to
make
California. I don't remember
Yeah.
single detail of
Yeah, so we went to
California.
California. Yeah.
I don't remember
And I
single detail of
remember,
it.
but I think I remember like half the time being bad. That's what I mean.
I ain't reading bad because of the stories. I remember like little. I don't know if it's like. If it's stories, if it is figures of imagination, or for what it is. I just think I remember
Yeah. Do you think you feel
episodes
completely
of your.
distant from that? That's what I'm also
Oh
talking about.
yeah, oh yeah.
Like-
That's a whole other life.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
each
over there.
of those, that's what I'm trying to say too. Also, thank you for leading to that. That each of those steps or years were their own kind of summation.
You haven't lost on that.
Like-
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
Okay,
no.
here's the thing. Think about this. Okay, in a year, do you watch in a year? Have you ever seen those montages where they show like all the best movie kind of trailers set to one song, like Oscar nominations?
No,
You know what I
life.
mean?
I see what you're saying now.
Each
And
year
no,
is
life
like
to me is
that.
broke up. No, life
You know
to
what
me
I
is
mean?
broke up. Each
Like
year is
different
special.
events is just like
Each
one.
day is special to me. Each year is special to me. Each has their own. No, it's not all blurred together.
And
no,
from
it's
your
not all-
memory now. So here's what I think.
Even
too.
now, I mean, I appreciate life now. I guess even then, I appreciate life. I
Mm-hmm.
love. I mean, I look back. I remember I had a great childhood. I love my childhood. I love.
Yeah,
my
it was
life.
awesome. It was really good.
I love my life.
Yeah, we had a great time. We explored in the woods. We went to LTH.
And we had
Right?
everyone as kids.
What it was is,
everyone.
what he was talking about is
We're
we had this.
spoiled.
We used to go out in the woods. We had total of 5 boys and 1 girl. And we one time broke up
3
into
blood,
2.
3
And
step.
we lived on like 1.5 acres with a nice pool, little pool, and it was a nice sized pool. And there was all this woods behind it, just
Woods, 50 foot.
woods, just tons of woods, and a creek that
That
flowed
is
through it. So it was like we had to explore it, you know. So we broke into teams, and I remember like packing like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and chips and stuff. putting in
BB
backpacks,
guns,
and we
fucking
were
camo
naming
gear.
we named all the
Sites,
we brought
if you will.
pencils and pens, and we mapped out each half of us
Hill.
mapped out the stuff and named it. Remember, we named like Satan's Gulch, and me and one of our stepbrothers and that I was with. That's where we sat and ate our sandwich,
like
and then we
Devil's
kept
Peak.
going. And ILTH was this giant. I don't remember who named it. To
Me.
be honest with,
I said, I love
we
this
saw it
hill.
first. Oh yeah,
then-
you said I love this hill. Yeah, it was this giant. In our memory, it was this giant. Like beside a creek, you know how if you see creeks, they have these kind of smaller offshoots.
Cliffs and
No, but
shit,
smaller
yeah.
offshoots,
Ravines.
like little ravines. Yeah, they turned to ravines. And this was like a cliff that seemed like it was 50 feet tall. When we
We're
were
just
and
little
it had
kids,
a
like
giant
fucking 8,
tree.
10, 12.
It seemed like it had a tree that ran down it. It was like halfway down it. So if you slid down to the tree, you could climb down. But it seemed 50 feet. Now I think if you look at it, it was probably 15 or 20.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that crazy?
it's still a decent size. It's still a decent size. I mean, if you go,
Yeah.
it really still is a fucking decent size.
And we
It's
called it
still at least 40.
ILTH, which stood for I Love This Hill, that Kyle yelled. We used
I
to
Love This
slide
Hill
down. It was
is-
awesome. I mean, it's boys and with her. And remember, we used to run around filming my movies down there?
Movies, we had BB gun wars down there. We had we had a fucking so much fun growing up with camp.
What movie do you remember?
Camp.
When
I
that's
don't remember any
shooting?
names.
Yeah.
Any names. I don't remember any of them.
Well, I'll run through it because this is the idea. It's for posterity. It's for what I'm gonna eventually lead to ultimately. And this is what good that these things is. I say another hour because we want to keep you hanging on because I am thinking about a thought of talking about getting to the top of a hill. Thinking about I'm at 70. I'm gonna be 35 tomorrow, and I think that's why I say when they say over the hill, I'm at the top there. So yeah, we went on an expedition. I remember ILTH was I Love This Hill, and there was a creek, but I don't remember hardly any of the other names much. Now anymore,
Yeah, they give me there.
Yeah,
That's how it is. Alright.
yeah.
Devils. I think
We used to
Devil's
draw
Peak is
maps of plans we wanted to do, like different. Do you? And oh no, I was getting. Do you? You don't remember any of the movies?
Barbecue
We shot when we
Hill.
were a kid. Do you remember any of the movies that I told you? Oh, Bob and Eth. Okay, so this is interesting. This is for posterity. This is for our children. If they want to listen to our children's children. But we had camcorders, and they were like high 8 tapes or mini, not really mini DV. They were
Like a
little
little
tape
mini,
camcorder.
like, little mini.
No, we used to. So we used to use the camcorder and make these little films. And what we used, we had these we had GI Joes that we attached to fishing poles. Hold on, he's opening up a pack of cigarettes.
We had the hot dog and we had the penis.
Okay, I was gonna, So, but it was
Maybe little skits.
right. We shot this one where it was because you said Bob and Ed thing. I was showing you who they were. Two little GI Joe guys that we attached to fishing poles. Using fishing line.
Were
and we got off
the
camera.
Barbie sized G.I. Joes? Or
No,
the
they were the
ones?
tiny ones. Yeah, the tiny GI Joes. And what we did is we and then we just like had little voices like, oh hey, and we used to make them make out and stuff. Like Bob and Ethic were a homosexual couple,
The homosexual.
And then like our stepfather worked for a trucking company, the same one that you work for, right?
Yeah.
Now,
He's a big dog.
right? He was. Anyway, that was weird. Anyway, and we attached. He had a semi. It was like if you had a GI Joe
model.
semi model, but a really nice steel, like
Yeah.
a Tonka semi, not Tonka yellow, but it was the company color and had the company logo and all that stuff on it. And it was attached to a fishing line. We had somebody else just in the middle of their dialogue out of nowhere pull the string and it would smash them and run over the Bob and Ethnic who were making out in the middle of the road for some reason. And we used to do Monty Python with the killer rabbit. We used to take us stuff. We had like our stepsister's stuffed rabbit, and we attached it to a fishing pole, and we would enter the scene like, going, "Hey, what's going on?" And go out and we would recreate Monty Python. I remember writing the script. This is a trip because I never say this stuff. This is why I want to record this stuff down. I made a script called The Forest People.
Yeah.
But it was about all us kids. We were outside playing, in the woods, and the house caught fire, and our parents, and it wasn't trying to, I don't think it was ever trying, back then I don't think it was ever trying to say, oh, well, we want to kill my parents. It was just an excuse for us kids to be living on our own and having an adventure, really.
Right.
So when we decide to, I can't remember, they came looking for us, but we were we were out in the woods and we were hiding. Right? Oh, I don't remember what this. You tripped in the script. No, you tripped and fell over a bomb, like what ended up being like a little storage shelter underground, like a fallout shelter with guns, right? And we were living like Lord of the Flies, and you were like the comic relief guy, the guy that was always goofing up. And I remember you died. You died in it somehow. I remember you tripped and fell or something, and the gun went off. I can't remember.
You made this movie?
I wrote it. I wrote this. But the other one that you're talking about is we did a Beavis and Butthead ripoff called two kids we knew, two black kids we know in the neighborhood growing up in Dayton. We were really, really young. They were called Toenails and Meatballs. They were Toenails and Meatballs. And you and I played, I don't remember who was who at this anymore. I think I was Toenails, you were Meatballs. But we had this thing, we recorded it, and we were watching TV, like Beavis and Butthead or whatever, just kind of goofing. And we were trying to change the channel, but the battery in the remote didn't work. And it was on like a soap opera or something dumb or something, So we decided to go to our neighbor's house and get his batteries from his remote because we couldn't find any. And somehow, when we put I remember finding magic glow, like batteries. I think we made them glow or something with a light shooting up the basement. You know what I mean? Like the basement was some mystical place that we found when we left the room, the TV in it. And we get transported to our brother, your twin, who was in like a monster hat, or monster, like a wolfman mask with wolfman gloves and claws. And he was chasing us around. And I remember it was funny in the video, he runs around the table in the kitchen. You know where the Culligan thing used to be? Yeah. And he hits his head and the mask gets turned completely sideways. And we escape and he goes, oh, we're all running toward the camera. And he goes sideways, like, oh, and just kept going. And we recorded that. But somehow there was one, we did a lot of them, and one of them was, I think you were peeing and it was like a horror thing. Somebody was attacking the house and you were peeing and we had like a wide shot of you peeing, and then we, go in close and we see kind of like in the bottom is a hot dog as you're peeing, you know what I mean? And we didn't, I don't know. It was real quick and it gets cut. And then we have it on the ground, and we put ketchup all around, and a shot of the hot dog. We kind of carved it, look at the head, And then for some reason or other, but the one movie I remember two more, and we'll get to the final thought. And these will be quick. Do you remember the one where? Do you remember the one where we were all? We were astronauts, right? We were in the computer room remember there was that old sewing thing? Kinda. There was all that, we had an old loom. Yeah. He was a collector, he had an old loom and a really, really super old record player, remember? Yeah. Like an old school record player, you had to wind it up. And we were, anyway, we were shot us on the computer, pretend like we were finding that spaceship. Yeah. We crashed, right? It was me, you, and your stepbrother, or not your stepbrother, me, you, and your twin brother. My brother. My twins. My real brothers. From we know so far, but I guess Kyle says from a different dad. So we crash land, but we get separated. We talk about it before we go on the flight. It was real cheesy. It was real short. We're just like me, you, and him sitting around the table getting ready to launch, and we just somehow, I don't know, as casually as I could write it, because there was a script. We said, you were like, my fear is, somehow we get on the topic of fears. and you're like, my fear was what was your fear? You're like, I don't like cornfields. I don't like cornfields. Oh no, it was like something stupid. I'm like, I can't wait till we get back because I'm from a land of cornfields or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you're like, oh, I don't like cornfields. They're the worst. And he was like, oh, you know what? I just want to get out of this. I just want to land on a planet and get out of the spaceship because I'm claustrophobic. And then, yeah. And I'm like, well, I just hope we don't go to a water planet crash because I don't want to drown. Like, that's my worst fear. So when we crashed, I remember putting the camera up on the roof and shooting you in the middle of a cornfield, like a real wide shot, you in the cornfield, and then you run out. And the second first you're sitting there, you're panicked, you're looking around, you're like, no, and you go running out. And the second you get out, I cut it. I left the camera still, and put you right in the middle of the cornfield.
I remember that, actually.
And then as you run out, then the next time I went close, and we had in between the corn, you could see you coming out, but you never got out, and you just sat there. You think you sat down and gave up.
Right.
And then his acting was so bad. He was trapped in the closet. I remember I opened the closet door, so because he was faking. Banging on the front.
Yeah.
Our brother, your step, not your step. Why do I keep saying your stepbrother? I keep wanting to say your twin. Like I want to disguise the names, trying to say like, my other brother from the same mother, same father. But anyway, he was like, help! I'm trapped in the closet. Help! Yeah. And me, remember we had the camera up on the roof still, and we just hit record, and it was shot into the pool. And I was drowning. Yeah. And I would go down and then come back up. And I was pretending, the slope, how it sloped up. Yeah. It went from like 2 feet or 3 feet?
No, it was like 4 feet to
4 feet to
8.
8. I would walk up, so I'd get oh, okay. Just like you, and then I would slide down. And be drowning again. Right. Yeah, that was a cool one. I forget what it was called. And there was this other one, we did an army one. You remember? The army one where we used Google guns? We had guns that... I
remember a little bit, actually.
Yeah. Somehow we found guns, in the script The Force People, pretty much. Yeah. And we didn't find bullets. We found old replicas.
Machine gun.
They were old replicas.
No, they were replicas. They were real guns.
Yeah. Okay, they were real guns.
Right.
We used them. Yeah, I feel weird about that one.
Guns and real shit we should have had.
I remember what's her face? The girl. There was the girl that lived in the farmhouse. A couple streets down. Not a couple streets down. On the same street, just a couple houses down.
Couple lanes down.
Yeah, a couple ways down. She was she played your girlfriend in the army one. I remember. Yeah. You ended up dying.
She's near our movies.
Yeah. See, I tried to get you something. You know what's funny? Speaking of pool, she was over at the place once. You don't remember this? This is one of my greatest memories. Yeah. She was on the diving board. I was talking on the phone to my girlfriend. I was 14, 13 or something. Right before I moved to mom's, or right before we moved to mom's, that last summer, and I was talking to my girlfriend, and she jumped. The girl we're talking about that lived down the street. Yeah. She jumped in the pool, and she had big, nice boobies. And when she got up, when she came up, chubby. Her top was off, and she was facing who. Nice. And it was heaven for a second, you know what I mean? Right. And she's like, and you know what? That's what I mean. It was most of the time during my teen years, I was miserable, for some reason. That's awesome. I couldn't feel like I ever could express myself. That's why I turned to music. Right. You know what I mean? That angsty kid. I really was, unfortunately, that kind of, I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm trying to think about why I'm like that. But what I'm getting at now is being at the top of the hill, man. Here's the thing. Here's what's great. We're both fathers, and we spent the day with our kids like we should, and we had them have a great time. But look at this. We created another hill that we can see, right, in the distance, right? And do you feel like that her with your daughter, watching her now go up her own hill? Yeah. Do you feel like you're with her on her journey up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But, so don't you think that our parents, even though you felt like you were going through that journey by yourself.
I feel like failures.
You know what I mean? Like, even though, like me, I don't feel like that I was completely understood. That's what I'm trying to say, or whatever. Or that I was need to be understood. Or properly diagnosed with,
Probably
kind of deeper thoughts than it should have.
Deeper thoughts.
I imagine now that I get to walk with him up, or I get to watch him walk up his hill, and I hope he knows I'm with him.
I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah, I'm mostly that. Okay, well, I don't want to keep that in there, so.
It was good talking to you out there. Thank you for listening.
We hope that
have a good night.
You're doing well.
Good life.
And we thank you for listening.
Keep it real.
Thank you for listening to another hour with Rod. That was a nice for me. It was an interesting conversation, I think. But it's nice to think about being young and seeing breasts for the first time. Anyway, I appreciate everybody for listening, and next Sunday will be another good one. So check your feeds. We're available on iTunes. Subscribe. Another hour podcast. And if I could say anything, it's nice to think about being able to watch those movies again, in my next existence. It was wonderful. It was a good time. And as I think about the movies I created, I also reminded of when I wrote plays for class. I used to be able to tell this thing in 5th grade called Author's Chair, and it was really cool. Anyway, it was just at the end of the day, you could sign up on a marker board to read a story or do something fun with the class, and I would sign up every day and write these Freddy Krueger stories, and I would involve kids in my class, and they were kind of the best I could. They were kind of sort of cliffhanger-ish, so but I would definitely kill off kids in my class, there was no doubt about it. And even the last episode of the series or whatever, the last story was my teacher having Freddy Krueger's baby. I mean, I imagine now we can't, if I were to write those things now and try that, I couldn't even imagine. But that's where I've always been, as far as I can remember. Even the first memory was me playing with the G.I. Joe in the mud. We had a grapevine in the yard, and it was a rainy day, a spring, no sunshine, kind of cloudy day. I'm just playing in the mud with the G.I. Joe or whatever, and I think he was burying his friend or something. I remember that having making little graves with sticks and crosses, but I don't know how 5 I was. I don't know, 4, 5. My Yoda, 5 I was. Anyway, but even that was another place. Even that was my imagination, being exerted. And as I look back, it's always been that way, kind of even when it's so funny. Even when I play, I didn't do this all the time, but on the Saturday or over the weekend, I would get excited about literally, and it's funny for the people who know me, but would make a TV schedule, like from 8 to 9, it's the breakfast hour. And I would like talk about the cereal I was eating in my head. And then like from 9 to 10, I was in the shower or something. You know, if I was in the shower, it was like the shower hour where I was like a bum. I would like fill up the shower a little bit, you know, and like use the cap from the shampoo to pretend like I was a wino lying in the bathtub, but I was like on the street corner, like in the gutter. And it was a comedy kind of skit-ish thing. I don't remember anything, but you know what I mean? But, and then like 10 to 12 was like, you know, Indiana versus Purdue, and I'd go outside and play basketball for an hour. And like everything has been me doing something like on those lines. And this podcast, as well as like me doing a bunch of stuff, I think it's kind of helping me continue that. It's always made people happy, and it's always been my way to be accepted, I guess. So we'll get off the deep stuff, but since this was a deep, not really deep, but it was kind of a podcast about childhood memories and stuff, and you know, expectations, and maybe a little bit. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna stop because you know, this is enough. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Have a great night. I'm out.
Good night.
If you guys want to listen,